So I started playing Cyberpunk 2077, and I wanted to give you some of my first impressions. Now, I'm still pretty early with this game. Before I hop into anything, let me say this will essentially be spoiler free. The only thing you're going to see me is walking around the city and getting into some fights. And I played this on the PS5. Now, there is no next gen PS5 version of this game, so this is a PS4 version played on the PS5. Now that we got that out of the way, did I say I'm Jake, your resident content cowboy yeehaw? I'm sure I did. Now that we got that out of the way, let me talk a little bit about Cyberpunk. So, first I will say this game is massive. It's huge. You see it basically right from the start once they let you into this open world. It is huge, and there are so many different ways to approach this game. It's what's exciting about it, and also, I guess, a little intimidating about it. You know, this reminds me of when you're playing a campaign in Dungeons and Dragons, and the person running it, your dungeon master, says, "Okay, you're in town. What do you do next?" And you think, I don't know. Go to the inn, do whatever. I'm not sure. What do I do next? And that's a feeling I get a lot when I'm playing Cyberpunk. Now, to be fair, my thought process so far has been, screw it, I'm just going to do what I want. Which you're seeing me right here. I'm shooting a guy with an assault rifle. But mainly, I'm playing with this sword, man. I'm going straight up samurai katana build. This must be Ghost of Tsushima influencing me right now. But I'm just going forward without exactly knowing what I'm going to do. And I think because there are so many systems, and again, so many ways to play this game, and clearly from getting into the menu, so many builds you can do, this game is going to have, for the people that it clicks with, this insane replayability that is unbelievable. It really will, because there are so many different ways to go about everything. And I guess the question is, how is it clicking for me right now? Well, I would say I'm optimistic about the game, and I'm excited to keep exploring it. But again, I do think it's a bit overwhelming. There's so much stuff. There's so much that you pick up. There are so many different pieces of gear, and it just feels like so much. Everything feels like so much, and you get thrown into it right away. This is being thrown into the deep end of an RPG, and I'm not entirely against it, because there are some things that I've really loved, and I have to turn off the part of my brain that wants to be such a completionist and go behind every single corner and pick up every single item, because I feel like you'll get lost in this game if that's what you're doing. I'll talk briefly about the story, but I won't say anything about it except I like it. I think it's cool. I think the world is engaging and really exciting to explore. I also wish this was the next gen version of this game, or I was playing it on a high-end PC, because you could just tell from looking around and playing, this isn't exactly the game they wanted to deliver you, the PS4 version of this game. I want to play the next gen version of this game. I wish I had the next gen version of this game right now so I could see what that would be like. I'll also say something that people have talked about a lot, and I'm sure you've heard brought up anytime they talk about this game. It really is quite buggy. It's not unplayable buggy. I have a friend who was telling me that they ran into a game-breaking bug quite early. That really sucks. But there are a lot of bugs. They happen all the time. They happen in moments that's confusing. One of the first times I'm being driven around by my buddy in this game, he just starts crashing into things. It's a little bizarre. It really is. And at least on the PS5, this game has crashed for me, I want to say 4 times. And I've probably been playing for, 3-4 hours now. So a full-on game crashes an hour. It's not great. A couple other things that have been not the best about it. I mean, first off, this map, as you can see, there's so much going on, which in some ways, so cool, so much to explore. And in other ways, again, a little intimidating just because there is so much. There's so much. One thing that bugs me, the pathfinding in this game, the way it sends you from point to point, I don't think it's very good. This right now has me running around this entire building, and I think there's a better way to go about it, but it's not that they don't get you where you need to go. It just feels like I'm taking some bizarre lengths to get there. Another thing that has just been honestly kind of frustrating is every time you go somewhere new and it's somewhat close to a side mission, you start getting a phone call that you have to take. Your character takes every single phone call. Your character is opposite from anyone in real life, where if there's ever a phone ringing, they are answering it. So you get to a new area, you're kind of looking around and exploring, you're doing whatever, maybe you're fighting people, and immediately you're getting this phone call from this cop, or I'm sure there are many other people who will be calling you in this game, telling you about this side mission that's around you and that they need you to go intimidate somebody or hack into a mainframe. And it's kind of cool that these missions pop up as you explore the world. And it also is distracting. And the game is so dense. There's so much going on in every little area, except when bizarrely there isn't, which is something I guess I can talk about also. It's either the game is really, really dense and there's so many things, so many people, so much packed in there, side missions and everything right in there, or you're in these weird, bizarre, open areas kind of with nothing going on. I think that's probably not the norm. I think the norm is that it's really, really dense, which is why the phone calls are kind of distracting. They are. They're distracting. I wish they weren't happening so frequently. Something that I really love so far about Cyberpunk is I feel like I am able to play it any way I want and I'm not punished for it. You can see me running around here. I feel like a crazy sort of serial killer samurai as I chase enemies throughout the environment and cut them to pieces. And I feel like it's a first-person shooter, but it's really not punishing me for being so all in with my sword. I really enjoy it. And that's the thing that I think people are going to take away from this game in such a positive way, is that however you want to play it, it looks like you can go that way. There's so much to do with hacking. There's so much with gunplay, blunt weapons, melee weapons. There's sneaking around. There are so many different ways to approach this game. And that, I feel like, is a huge win. I don't have too much else to say for my first impressions, so I think I'll just leave it with this big idea of I am at the same time overwhelmed and excited and blown away and intimidated and feeling very fortunate that they let you play any way you want, and also feeling like I never know if I'm sort of playing correctly or doing the right thing or collecting the right items. Time will tell. Time will tell. I feel like if you had the ability to wait until this game was patched or until a next-gen version was out, if you're playing on console, I would definitely do that. As far as PC goes, a patch probably would just be the nice thing. But in general, I'm really excited and I'm really enjoying what I'm playing so far in Cyberpunk. And I also do recognize that this game probably needed a little more time in the oven. It's not ready. It really isn't. It's kind of buggy, and it crashes a lot. And at other times, I'm loving it. What is this, McDonald's? All right, that's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you're playing it, what you're feeling down in the comments. Do you disagree with me? Do you think I'm cool? I do appreciate it. I get a lot of people that are hopping in my comments who are saying, hey, I like your video, but I think you're completely wrong here, which I don't mind at all. Thanks for watching or listening. Love ya. Mwah. Bye.